Wait the fuck.
Hello everyone, it's Łukasz Wojcik from Go On Board, and this is day 7 of our amazing campaign of Cyberpunk 2077, the board game. It's amazing thanks to you and your support, because we are getting more backers and more funding, meaning there are more things that we are adding to your pledge. So the last video we made on day 3, we had the 35th stretch goal ahead of us. Now I believe we have 42 stretch goals unlocked and more than 10 days ahead of us. There are things that we have shared already, but we are not stopping here. So here you have the box for the game, and here you have the prototype box for the stretch goals. So the stretch goal content is growing and growing, and there are new characters, new missions, new gear, cyberware, there are fixers, there are street stories, there are boss enemies, lots of content, new enemies, new miniatures. I will go through some of that today, but always you can see what's happening on our campaign page. So first, let me answer your questions and then share more about the stretch goals we've been able to unlock. But we have not only unlocked more stretch goals, but there is an expansion that you can get. So Johnny Silverhand, it's coming to your table as a playable character, not only by himself, but with his crew from 2020s, and new missions, new content, and NYCPD. So I'm going to talk about that in a second as well. But first, comments. Presbyter1337 is asking about solo mode. If you go to update 24, there is a solo mode gameplay that I have recorded, and it's me taking the role of Judy Alvarez and going against Minotaur, one of the Minotaur missions. So it shows you more miniatures in action, more gameplay, tougher mission to beat, but also you see how you play solo. But basically, you take in a role of one character and you go either through the campaign or choose a mission in the afterlife. And of course, in any of these, you may freely choose to switch the characters in between the missions, maybe even, attempt a mission, fail, and maybe decide, okay, I will try with a different one. So it's a true solo where you take control of one character, scaled to one person experience, something that I personally, even though I'm not a big solo gamer, like here a lot. Mr. DL YouTube is asking about the health counters on guards and sharing his concerns that 5 and 4 health look similar. So obviously we are taking a look at all the aspects of the gameplay and the components right now and even after the campaign before we produce. And the ones that you see on our videos and with the reviewers, they are prototypes, so even they differ in quality between themselves, but thanks for noticing, and we'll look into that as well. SHWM19 is asking about the campaign and a way to play it more than once. So actually, in Night City Mapbook, there's one page dedicated to keeping track of your campaign progress. So if you want to play the campaign again, you can either print out or use a digital version of that campaign sheet on your tablet and do it over and over and over again. So the map book stays the same, so it's not like all the contents are already used after you have played the campaign. You may go through it multiple times with different groups and, making new decisions, etc. So we got you covered there. And there were some questions about the Johnny Silverhand expansion, so let's get into that. There are 2 versions of that expansion, basic one and bigger one. So the basic one gives you the characters and the missions, and the action of that happens in 2020. So it's like retrospect kind of missions, retrospect from 2077 point of view. But if you bend the lore a little bit, you may use those characters from the Johnny Silverhand expansion in the campaign or afterlife. So you have more playable characters and completely new, unique missions, deeply thematic and connected to the video game story that you know and love. There's also a bigger version of the expansion that brings new enemies, NYCPD, so new miniatures with new way of interacting, new dice, so you can get the basic or the bigger version and we are very glad that so many of you have already chosen to add that to your pledge. Of course, the expansion will be available after the campaign, so you don't need to feel pushed to take it now, but it's something that we've been working on for a long time, and something that is a response to your direct requests, not only for Johnny, but for his whole crew, and this story that happened in 2020s. So you can get it now, or you can get it later, but we are very grateful that so many people are getting it now, because that affects the funding and that affects stretch goals, so stuff that is added to everyone. So if you pledge for the basic or deluxe version, you'll get basic or deluxe version of the stretch goals. And new expansion means more funding, means more things added for free to your copy. So we have 42 stretch goals unlocked, new content that extends your game in many different directions. So first of all, there are new missions that expand both the campaign and afterlife. There is also a new type of a mission, which also happens either in the campaign or afterlife, where you are fighting a boss, so one big enemy with the help of regular enemies. So that's a completely new exciting experience. So we have Chase Collie that was unlocked, but also Sandayu Oda, so two different boss fights, both with epic miniatures and unique components. We have missions with also unique components to that, and more action cards, so that affects the available legend cards that you are getting as you play the game. So more cards here, more variety to your deck building, more unique combos, more builds available to you, so that makes each experience even more unique. And the same goes for crafting and quick hacks, but also cyberware, so those unique components that you add and you enhance your character. If you watch the solo gameplay, you will see how much of a help is memory boost that I got with my Judy character as I was getting into that mission. We are also unlocking fixers, so we have unlocked a new one since we last made a video. So Dino Donovich is a fixer who affects both the campaign and the afterlife, and he brings in his own missions, he brings his own street stories and objective cards. So the mission customization in this game is really big once you know all of it, and that will take you a considerable amount of time. You can sit down and say, okay, I want to choose Dino as my fixer, and then go to that mission, choose those characters. Lot of variability here. And we have more characters, some of the iconic persona from the video game that you are asking for. And new character means somebody else can join your team, and you may switch the characters, whether you play solo or 2 to 4 player version of the campaign, or choose any available characters if you choose a mission in the afterlife. So more characters means more variety, because each has unique miniature, but unique deck of cards, action cards, as their own quick hack, and some of them has special components to them, making them bigger, deeper. The characters in the Silverhand expansion, they already are legends like from the top, so they have legendary cards in their starting deck, which is something big here. We also unlocked more characters. The new ones are River Ward, who has investigation cards, so like special objective cards, unique mechanic to that character, of course with unique symbols in his deck. We also, as per your request, have unlocked Alt Cunningham. So Alt is a GameFound exclusive, meaning it's part of your stretch goals, but it will not be available in regular retail sales. And that character is different whether she's in the net or outside of it. So that's why not only she has a miniature and action cards and the quick hack card, but she also has advanced action cards and cyber deck token affecting her basic cyberware, and a shard card. So new components, new mechanics, playing with different characters, of course, allows you to, build them the way you like it, but it's a different experience. So you will have hours and hours and hours of fun with this game. And as I mentioned, we have more stretch goals, and more people are coming to get the game, and more people are deciding to get the Johnny Silverhand expansion, meaning we are getting closer to unlocking those and making your stretch goal box even bigger. We have more than 10 days ahead of us, and we are listening to you, to your questions and requests about more content that we can bring. And more people are coming to the campaign, getting the game. Also, more and more people are getting the expansion. That both of these affect the funding, affecting the amount of free stretch goals you get with your copy. And some of you are asking about the difference between stretch goals and the expansion. The things that we are adding in stretch goals, first of all, they're expanding all the different aspects of the game. So that's one important thing for us here. Also, the amount of stuff we can give you here, we actually prepare that it scales depending on the funding we get. Right now we have 42 stretch goals unlocked already, and some of them huge. And what you see in this expansion works really well as one combined big thing. And that wouldn't work as well being split into smaller pieces, becoming part of the stretch goal box. And that's something that you have requested, like Johnny and his crew and the missions. So here you have it. And we are not done yet. We'll see you in our next updates. Follow the campaign on GameFound, and we are so grateful for your support. Share your thoughts, share your comments and your feedback, and join the adventure.